Hey everybody, so I just wanted to do a quick video to show how you can read your LabVIEW INI settings without actually opening up your INI file in LabVIEW. So this can be useful if you want to just have something maybe in your tools menu in LabVIEW that loads your INI file and maybe even lets you update certain keys or add keys or whatever. And for those who do not know, your LabVIEW INI file is basically a config file that defines how your specific LabVIEW environment is going to look and behave. So it controls things like how LabVIEW works, what features could or could not be enabled or disabled, and also stuff like customization settings. So different default fonts and sizes and colors and all of that stuff. So every time you set up a new LabVIEW version, it has its own INI file, and a lot of times, right, we have our development environment set up a specific way, and we want it to be that way all the time. So this is a way that you can basically take your current configuration, and you could even save this as a file and basically import that to other versions of LabVIEW so that you're consistent across different development versions and businesses and whatnot. So the very first thing I'm using is this get LabVIEW preferences file path function. So this doesn't show up in your palettes, but it is available. It does ship with LabVIEW. So if you go to your version of LabVIEW and go to resource dialog lvconfig.llb, that's where you're going to find that get LabVIEW preferences file path. And what this is going to do is it's just going to return a path to the current version of LabVIEW's INI file. So whatever version you're running this in, it's going to pull the path to that INI file and the specific bitness, right? So I'm in 32-bit, so it goes to x86. So that's the first step. Next, we're going to use this open config data function to open a reference to the file. Then we're going to get key names. And so the section is going to just be LabVIEW. So we're going to read everything under LabVIEW, and we're going to get all of the keys in LabVIEW. From there, we're going to use this read key function to just read the value of each key. And we're converting those to a string. And then we're just closing that when we're done and populating this there. So it's really pretty simple, but let's look at what it looks like. So you can see it's really quick, first of all, but I get all of my keys here and the values. And I'm converting everything to a string. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. The INI files support different data types, so like booleans, integers, floats, etc. I'm just converting everything to a string because everything can be converted to a string easily. So here I can see my keys and I can see the values. I can see different settings that I've configured for LabVIEW in this specific instance. I can see values, etc. So I can see how I have things configured. If I want to, I can export this, save it to like a file, and then import it into other versions of LabVIEW. I also could even set up this GUI such that I could go in and edit stuff, right? I could go and change this to like a true and have that be saved to my config INI file. Or I could go down to the bottom and maybe add a new key that is some other setting, because there's a lot of things that just don't show up here until they've been added. So that way you can control LabVIEW to a more fine level. So yeah, that would be, if you're interested, how you can read your LabVIEW INI file programmatically in LabVIEW. Thanks for watching.
Canon Controls is your gateway to mastering LabVIEW. Dive into programming for data acquisition, industrial communications, and manufacturing automation. Explore how to enhance your projects with cybersecurity best practices. Join the journey to elevate your skills and secure your systems with every episode.